Hey everyone. Today I wanted to talk about something health related. Something that is so normalized and thread through our culture, which, given the more research I do, I realize not only field work, but like in theory too, how bad it is for you. And this thing, in fact, kills 3 million people worldwide a year. Like why aren't we talking about that thing? What is this thing? Alcohol. I recently read an interesting article where it's basically alcohol comes from the Arabic term alcool, which means soul-sucking entity. And I mean, it is called spirits for a reason. And I think that, I guess you could say our owners, the people that make policy, they understand this. And they understand that the low vibration it keeps us in. And how many kids grew up, with the guy was all right as a dad and then had a few drinks and, shift. Have you ever woke up the next day after drinking heavily and were told about the events that you did that were nothing like you? And the people would say, hey, that's the truth coming out. I disagree. I think, yes, maybe a couple of drinks can loosen lips and provide some courage to say things that you couldn't otherwise. But now I'm talking about when you start getting into leaders and you see some people just shift, it's like they leave their body. And essentially this article was saying what happens is when you pollute this body so heavily, the good part of your soul is just like, I gotta go. It leaves, it jettisons out because it can't handle the environment. And so that leaves you open to other entities, spirits, back to that again, that potentially can take you over, hijack you. There's some stories I've been told about myself in former years that, knowing me, it wasn't me. It wasn't a piece of me, not any part, not even like those deep, dark fantasies in the middle of the night, like not at all. So we understand that alcohol, it can be beneficial. It's beautiful when you use it to, what do we do? Like what its actual application is to draw the essence out of plants in order to make tinctures for our health. That is the best application for alcohol. Also for potential disinfecting, right? But not drinking it liters and gallons at a time, giving yourself cirrhosis of the liver. The brain cells it kills, the amount of things it does physically. You could just look that up. So why is it legal? Why is it so widely promoted? For example, one of the most reputable shows you could say, it's pretty conservative. It's called Murdoch Mysteries. It's a Canadian production. And we've got, the chief, the police chief, crushing scotch in the middle of the day. I remember I was watching this, I won't admit what the show was, but it was this like supernatural teenage kind of show and alcohol was just a co-star in that for sure. But I remember it's like near the end, the climax of the whole series and the devil's coming. And, one of the supernatural beings like wakes the other one up and says, man, wake up. You're going to need this. And it's a bottle of champagne. So I'll have to say I haven't had a drink since January 4th. And it took a while to get away from the energy, but the farther I am away from that frequency, the better I feel, the more alive I feel. I wake up every morning feeling like not groggy or poisoned. So I said it's food for thought again. Why would something so widely promoted and be accepted? And remember, it's essential apparently, be there like that is so manipulative. Here's another point. How many guys would honestly get laid without it? I've been in this situation where, hey, I'm at a bar, a guy comes up to me, how you doing tonight? And of course the underlying language is, do you want to do me? And it's like, oh no, I'm good, thanks. I don't want to do that with you. And then he's like, well, how about I buy you some poison and we fog out that brain until it becomes a good idea. That happens rampantly every day across the globe. This is probably going to be a multi-part series because I could just go on. And I like to keep these kind of short. So just in closing, I just want to remark on the essential status of this particular substance yet again. Isn't it crazy that the reason why this is deemed essential is because the plethora of people that regularly partake in this substance should it just stop instantly, it could actually kill them. Like, it could become fatal, or they'll get heavily sick. The detox is I heard worse than like heroin. Like, you've got to monitor that more. So again, why is something legal and so promoted that results in that potentially? Ask yourself, is this really about health?